Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Brian, also known as Bray, and welcome back to Devil May Cry 2 Volume 2 novel review slash discussion slash review, whatever you want to call this. This is a series where I briefly summarize, talk about the events that happened in Devil May Cry 2 Volume 2. And this is Road to Devil May Cry 5, where I play, talk about, do anything that deals with Devil May Cry leading up to Devil May Cry 5. So this is the finale, the last episode for the novel. Yeah, you guys all know the drill, so without further ado, let's rock. Before we begin, I'm kind of cold, so I'm going to put this jacket on because it's cold in this room, man. So like the last epilogue on Devil May Cry 1 Volume 1, it's pretty short, it's standard. It talks about what happened after the fight, where they are at. In the epilogue, it shows Dante, of course, chilling in his office like every fucking day. That's all he does when he's not fucking devil hunting. So months have passed after the whole incident with the beast heads. Dante made sure that everything from Chen's research, his whole laboratory, demon related thing, he made sure the whole laboratory, everything was destroyed. He made sure of that. And after that, some other mafia boss took over his role continuing the project that Chen left unfinished. Of course, Dante did not interest him on stopping him or investigating anymore. He only cares about demon hunting. We still have Enzo here and there coming to Dante, annoying him with these missions, annoying him with these jobs that don't deal with devil hunting. And as for Beryl, they kind of just shove her off the window at this point, honestly. They don't give her a nice, satisfying conclusion. As for her conclusion, what I mean as, as ending for her story, is we did see her destroy the beast heads herself. Or she did help Dante destroy the beast heads once and for all. Dante and Beryl have not talked to each other since the mission ended. And Dante does not know if she is still doing devil hunting jobs or has she just retired, living a normal life since she is done pursuing the beast heads. But one cool thing is that Beryl actually lent her rifle to Dante. Dante now has Beryl's rifle. Now that I'm thinking of her rifle, the rifle in Devil May Cry 3, it could be an Easter egg of Beryl's rifle. That could be her rifle right there. I know Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel, is the whole beginning of things, and Devil May Cry 2 is set, before Devil May Cry 2, way ahead of the series. It doesn't tell us the exact name of a rifle. We just know there's a rifle in the game, and just thinking about Beryl. So, it's just something, me just mentioning it. Could be, could be not. But since Beryl gave Dante her rifle, it mostly indicates that she is done with this devil hunting business. She is now done. She was finally able to avenge her father, so she could be now living a normal human life now. And Beryl wanted Dante to sell her gun so he can make a profit out of that gun, a payment for his work. But Dante kept it lying around the shop instead. Dante was deep in his thoughts when the front window shattered. He scarcely had time to register the damage when a short white sword thudded onto his desk. A map, implying halfway along its shaft. Dante knew it was useless running outside to see who had thrown the sword through the window. Nobody involved in this sort of thing ever sent a job offer the usual way. A museum, another invitation, huh? Dante got a familiar coin and flipped it. Heads. It's decided then. I'll take the job. He pulled Rebellion off the wall. He slung Ebony and Ivory into their holsters. Ages had started all over again. The dance colored with blood and gun smoke. And that concludes Devil May Cry 2 Volume 2 novel. I don't know how to call this. It just called Devil May Cry 2. That's it. So I gotta give it like volume or novel. So I gotta give it a different name, So, time to give my final thoughts, my personal thoughts, what I think about the book, and, rate it. So, the book is cool for a Devil May Cry fan. It is cool, it's fun, it's great. I mean, the best part about this, of course, is Dante himself. That is, I'm gonna say this right now, that's the best part in Devil May Cry 2 Volume 2. Novel. Whatever you want to call it. Prequel. Whatever. That is the best thing. Picturing Devil May Cry 2 Dante with the personality of Devil May Cry 1 Dante. It is the best combination. It is the combination I wanted for the actual game, Devil May Cry 2. So it's cool to visualize, to picture how Dante will fight, how he talks to his enemies. It's just a fun time. The art is good, you know, it's decent. It's slightly improved from the previous novel, or you could say it's slightly improved. It's still the same visuals, the same artwork, you know, just changed a little here and there. Not saying the artwork doesn't look good. Some of the artwork looks pretty badass, honestly. I'm guessing for the whole reason Devil May Cry 2 Dante in this one is, you know, doesn't have any emotions, doesn't talk that much, and this one does it. It's because this is the same writer who written Devil May Cry Volume 1. And the author who made the novel worked really close with the game director, the creator of Devil May Cry 1. He worked close with them to make this novel. And if you guys probably don't know, Itsuno made Devil May Cry 2. He made Devil May Cry 2, but he had no knowledge of Devil May Cry. He did not know what it was about. He didn't know what he was getting into. So this is the thing he came up with. I'm not too sure know the entire story upon that, but that is most likely why these Dantes are different from these games. And as for the other characters, Beryl, she was a decent character. I would have loved to see more development. She had potential to be another female character, another babe in the Devil May Cry series. She could have been, you know, the level of lady. She could have been that. But no, she is just a decent supporting character. Her motive for doing this, you know, it's reasonable. She wants to avenge her father, you know, it's a whole cliche, you know, motivation, you know. But I feel like it could have been developed a whole lot more during her flashback, during her dream. Give memories of how close were they with the father, maybe the relationship with her mother. They just could have developed her backstory. Her whole development could have been a whole lot better. Overall, Beryl is just a decent character, honestly. Dukas is the weakest character, honestly. This is nothing impressive, honestly. I could give a little bit of sympathy when, you know, of his memories buying the trumpet of true happiness. But honestly, that's pretty much all we got from him. The same as Beryl, could have been developed more. Could have been a nice, you know, sub-villain. But no, he was just basically there to get the beast heads, transform, and die, basically. That's all his purpose was, honestly. He was just some guy that got rich, that got lucky, and then it all got taken away from him. It's tragic, but, you know, don't really feel anything bad, any sympathy for him. Chan being, you know, one of the better characters, honestly. His thirst for knowledge, him wanting to know more about the demon world, him being bored, the whole mafia boss, him confronting Dante, wanting to face him, getting the beast heads and fighting Dante head on. He was a cool character, you know? You know, a decent villain, a whole lot much better villain than Arius, alright? A whole lot better villain than him, alright? So I'm glad that in this story, they had an okay villain. Now the pacing, it was weird. They kind of got to the end pretty quickly. If you just take away the phrase 3, because honestly, phrase 3 is pretty useless, honestly. I get it, they want to add something new, something cool with the beast heads, but they don't really go into that. Why they're in a parallel world, why they're in a different world. It just came out of nowhere. Honestly, you could just take that whole phrase out and just nothing pretty much changes. Just nothing changes. I kind of wish the whole, you know, when they got divided up at the beast heads, they could have fleshed out more of Beryl's character. That could have been a great opportunity. In her dreams, her seeing this dream, this sequence, this nightmare all over again. Probably the only way to break out is her, you know, confronting this demon and actually stand up for herself. And as well for Dante, they could have replayed, you know, Dante's mother's death, you know, her dying all over again. Maybe him couldn't do nothing about it. But they could have broke free by actually confronting their fears. But I know the beast head doesn't deal with fears. That's not how it works. But I feel they could have done a whole lot more with the whole setup they gave with Beryl in the beginning of Phase 3. They didn't really add nothing to the story or to the characters, honestly, or a little bit to the characters, honestly. The only one good thing they gave was Beryl looking at Dante as Sparta, you know, her fangirling all over him, her seeing the legend living in Dante. That was one of the cool things, you know? And of course, the ending part, the epilogue, where they just kind of throw Beryl out of the fucking picture, just like that, and they just kind of finish everything too fast. It kind of pissed me off a little. But overall, it is still an enjoyable book if you're a Devil May Cry fan. So I love the book. It was cool. It was a decent story, you know, with decent characters. A better villain than Devil May Cry 2. So it wasn't all bad. I'm doing my, you know, my ratings, my ranking system a little bit different. You know, I want to be unique, original, you know, even though this is not original, but you know. So for now on, I want to rank stuff, you know, through letters, you know, inspired by Devil May Cry. S being the best, the absolutely best, and D being the worst of the worst. So the rank I will give Devil May Cry 2 Volume 2, I will give it a B+. It is a great book for a Devil May Cry fan. It's enjoyable seeing Dante, him talking to demons, him fighting. It is just an enjoyable ride. Some stuff could have used fixing, could have been developed a whole lot more, but it was still enjoyable while it lasted. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Devil May Cry content. And next will be, finally, the playthrough you all been waiting for. Devil May Cry 2 extra playthrough. Dante must die. We're gonna do an extra playthrough on that. Getting the S rank on Devil May Cry 2. One of the easiest games. And annoying ones. And disappointing ones. But goddamn, that Dante's cool. So yeah guys, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. My name is Brian, also known as Bray. I'll see you guys next time. Later.